amount of knowledge you have is crazy. एक second यार. तुम ये कर रहे हो, आवाजें आ रही हैं, मेरा दिमाग खराब हो रहा है. इधर लिखा हुआ है it's stopped and you guys are. नहीं bro, सही चल रहा है, सही चल रहा है. तुम अपने पैर ना हिलाओ यार. वो पीछे बैक कर दे.
वो चप्पल उतार दे.
तुम चप्पल उतार और बैठो, बातें भी कर रहे हो, तुम लोग हिल रहे हो जी. ये मैं डालूंगा पॉडकास्ट में कि ये दो ब्रो.
मुझे तो ऐसे आवाज नहीं आई यार.
मुझे आ रही है ना यार, मुझे पता है कितना मुश्किल है. अच्छा तू चप्पलियाँ उतार, चप्पलियाँ उतार. हाँ. Ladies and gentlemen, Fazan Khan Sudazai in the house, the grenade, the veteran, you know, the one and only. So, Fazan, it's an honor having you, man.
It's good to be here, man.
It was a long time due. I remember you and I used to sit at Bahia University and plan this podcast out. मैं रोता रहता था यार.
I'm so happy you started it, man.
Yeah, man. Thank God, bro. Thank God.
You always used to say कि यार मैंने करना है, start मैंने करना है, and I was like, भाई, you have to do it. And you're doing pretty good at.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It's just you know the main concept and the main reason behind it. But it's just basically to focus on all individuals who are doing something for this nation. So, man, how's this entire COVID situation been at your end?
It's the same for everyone, and just like Allah ka shukar, everyone is safe, but just staying home, not going out much, and just like trying to stay safe as much as we can.
Okay. And what about your fighting, career? Where is that right now?
Fighting career is on a halt right now because I'm actually recovering from my injury that I suffered in my last fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my shoulder surgery after that, and now I'm just on the recovery phase. It's gonna take like a good 3 months for me to get back in training, and then another 6 months or so to get into fight shape. So yeah, it's a long journey, man. It's hard.
Yeah, man. Obviously, the field which you're specifically in, it's brutal. जो बहुत clear cut कहानी है, लोगों को लगता है ये बहुत आसान चीज़ है Instagram में देख के, लेकिन जब असल में बंदा करे तो फिर पता चल जाता है.
Yeah, but injuries are a part of it, man. When I started this sport, I knew at some point in time I'm gonna suffer injuries because we're exposed to so much scenarios where we're prone to get injured.
Yeah.
So it's just a part of it, man. Get injured, recover, get back to fighting. Get injured, recover, get back to fighting. That's how it's been.
True. So, bro, how's the entire now? You are a master at martial arts. जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, ठीक है ना कि I've seen you fight throughout your career. You fought at One Warrior Series as well. You've been successful. There've been up and downs, obviously because of injuries. So, I want to talk about your entire fighting experience up till now. How has it been? And, are you satisfied with the outcome? Or, what else is there left to achieve which you haven't up till now?
There's a long way to go, man. I never see myself as I've achieved. Like, of course, I've achieved a few things. I've won a few fights. I've learned. I've grown throughout the journey. I'm not the same fighter. I'm not the same person that I was when I started it.
Yeah.
And of course I've came a long way, but I still see a long way ahead where I have to be, especially in terms of my technique, in terms of my abilities, like in terms of my striking game, my wrestling and everything. I just think that I have so much to learn and so much space to grow.
Yeah.
That I still don't think I'm there, but it's been amazing, man.
Yeah, man. And जो बंदा कहते हैं ना कि a legit veteran, right? You're that. How long have you been training up till now? Well, how long has your martial arts career been up till now?
Not too long, just like 10 to 12 years.
That's a long fucking time, bro.
It is, but as compared to people who've been training all their life, like since they were kids.
Yeah.
I wish I was training.
Yeah.
I was training since I was a kid, but not like a professional, like not like in a formal way.
Yeah.
Like I was training in parks, just like watching movies and training like kicks and whatever I can, but not like a formal training. My first formal martial arts school was when I went into Fight Fortress.
Yeah.
And that was like in 2010 or 2009. I don't remember exactly. Yeah.
Since then you've been on a tear.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So in front of you and आपके perspective के मुताबिक martial arts जहाँ था पाकिस्तान में 10 साल पहले और अब जहाँ है you know कि I think कि काफ़ी level इनने up कर दिया है, हमारे fighters ने भी कर दिया है, सब ने कर दिया है. So where do you see the entire situation going? Because we have a lot of, you know, upcoming talent as well. We have a lot of veterans in the game. So where do you see the entire situation going right now?
I think martial arts as a sport has grown a lot in the last 10 years since when I joined.
Yeah.
Because when I started training, there was no martial arts school.
Yeah.
One, there was no martial arts event. There was some events happening, but the pool of talent was like really less. And especially when I go to events like Flogger and other amateur events that are happening, and I see guys doing takedowns and mixing their game with striking and wrestling, and they have a good sense of BJJ as well. So if I look at 10 years back from now, the game was not that much evolved.
Yeah.
Like we were the only camp that was doing MMA. Fight Photos was the only camp that was training MMA, that was training MMA as a sport. But all the other guys who came in to fight were either had a wushu background or a taekwondo background or a boxing background. So they all came from a specific martial art or a specific sport.
Yeah.
But if you see the fighters now who is competing in the amateur circuit and who are like up and coming fighters, they have a pretty well-rounded game as compared to the fighters back then.
Why na jatak I've seen that all these individuals who've trained, right, who've competed now, they are the ones who are teaching these, you know, new students who are coming in the game and all that. Yeah. Faizan, you know, you've had some pretty, you know, wicked and crazy stories during your fight career. Yeah. And I want to go in a bit more in depth because मैंने खुद देखा था कि you're, I think, one of the only guys who went alone to fight. ठीक है ना? You're fighting at One Warrior Series, right?
Now I'm fighting at One Warrior.
Yeah. So when you went to fight there, how was the experience like? Because यार देखो, आपने weight cut करना होता है. आपको एक moral support चाहिए होती है. You need a trainer to guide you during the entire fight. But you know, you didn't have any of that.
There was only one fight where I went totally alone.
Yeah.
Because my first international fight, Ahmed was with me. Second international fight, there was another friend of mine who went with me as a corner. So because I had to cut weight also, so I had help. So that's why I was able to cut that much weight. So I had some kind of support. But when I was offered to fight at Predator Fight Series for the Bantamweight Championship, there was nobody to go with me as my corner man because we had finances issues. The organization was not paying for my corner, and they actually didn't even pay for my ticket, so I paid for my own flights and I went there to fight. Yeah, उस time पे यही था, like if I look at when I started fighting internationally, we would find sponsors to go there and fight to pay for our, we used to pay for our own flights. We didn't get paid a lot for the fight, but we just wanted to go there for the sake of experience and for the sake of, you know, to build our record. So that's why I went there all alone without a corner. And the funny thing what happened is that when I went there, my opponent came in, he weighed in, and after the weigh-in, my opponent disappeared, and they're like, he's not coming. He's not fighting. I'm like, what the hell? I was supposed to fight John Echo for the bantamweight title, but I don't know. He's disappeared
after looking at you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but.
नहीं तो obviously यार अब देखो अगर एक you weighed in for the title fight ठीक है ना and एकदम your opponents disappeared
and they're telling me they're finding a new opponent for me, and I was like, what the hell, man? I trained for this specific guy. I'm the kind of guy, I don't go into fights just like लोग जिस तरह जाते हैं ना बस ठीक है यहाँ पर लड़के आ जाएंगे. I always like to study my opponent. I like to make a fight strategy. I know what I'm going to do in the first round, or when it goes to the second round. I know his weaknesses and his strengths, so I make a plan according to that. But when they told me that it's going to be a new guy who I don't know, I didn't even know if I'm going to get an opponent. Then on fight day, they're like, okay, we got a guy for you. I'm like, okay, may I know what's his record, and can I get a fight video of him so I can know that what I have to do in the fight? They're like, he's a 1-7, just go easy on him. He's not that good of a fighter. He was a Filipino guy.
Okay.
But when I went into the fight, Donald Ali, man, that dude was like hitting hard. So I could tell that kid is experienced. But I managed to win that fight in the second round. I put a triangle choke on him.
I remember. यार वो ही होता था इधर, you know, इतनी excitement हमें होती है कि हमारा कोई लड़ रहा है. फिर उधर हमें we can't even watch it live, you know. I think there was this guy who was live streaming your fight. उसी तरीके से मैं देख रहा था. लेकिन man, you know, this shows the true heart of a champion. the true heart of an athlete which you possess. ठीक है ना? Many people, you know, they would also back out last minute if their opponent changed, but you were like, no man, I'm here. This is my goal.
I think this is what has made me the fighter that I am today, because I've been put into so much deep waters. I've been tested on all levels. I've been tested against all my opponents. So that's the only way to grow. Like if you're always like backing out, or you're running away from the uncomfortable, I don't think that you're gonna grow at all.
True.
That's the only way to grow, to like put yourself in that situation where you know that it's life and death for you. And then when you win that, or when you get out of it, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Or when you get out of the situation and you know that you can handle it, then you have a lot of confidence in yourself.
But man, you know, what kind of a weird feeling is this, that you know you're going in there to compete, but at the same time your life is on the line. Matlab, you know that you have a probability of dying in the cage, right?
Yeah, of course, man.
So, you know, what's the emotion like? Because I can't imagine that, you know, because I've not competed, or I'm not a professional fighter, but you are. अब वो माइंड सेट किया यार कि मैं अंदर जा रहा हूँ, या मैं इसको मार सकता हूँ, या ये मुझे मार सकता है. ऐसी इंजरी हो सकती है कि मैं जिंदगी भर के लिए मैं घर बैठा रहूँ, मतलब मैं उठ भी ना सकूँ.
Yeah, this is very important, especially in the sports of mixed martial arts, because in other sports, like for example cricket, what's the worst that could happen? You might drop a catch, you'll get bowled, your captain would
Or you might get hit with a ball. Maximum,
the maximum is that you get a bouncer in your head, which you're already wearing a helmet for.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still safe. So, but in a fight, if you make a wrong move, or if you don't see a punch coming, it's going to knock you out unconscious.
Exactly.
Or it's going to give you brain damage. It can break your nose or your skull or any bone in your body. So the pressure is always there, but I think the confidence comes from your training, and you're not supposed to think about what worse can happen. You can, like, for me, I don't know about other people, I'm always thinking about what I'm going to do to the other guy.
Yeah.
So if you let that fear kick in, that, oh my God, what he's going to do to me.
Yeah.
He's a good, like, my last fight was against a guy who has had like over 100 Muay Thai fights. So if I was thinking going into that fight that this guy hits hard, this guy's kicks are really vicious, I would never have the confidence that I had in that fight.
Yeah.
So I would never think about the other guy and how good he is. I would always have confidence in myself and my abilities. So that's the only way to go about it.
ठीक है यार. तो फिजान, अब देखो कितने इश्यूज हुए हैं इस, मतलब कि आई थिंक इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ नॉलेज एंड द लैक ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. ठीक है ना? मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि पाकिस्तान में बिल्कुल भी रिसोर्सेज नहीं है. ऑब्वियसली है, यूएफसी ने जिम खोल दिया है, ब्रेव ने जिम खोल दिया है, वी हैव फाइट फोर्ट्रेस, वी हैव सो मेनी यू नो जिम्स इन पाकिस्तान हु टीच मार्शल आर्ट्स. लेकिन एक यू नो एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल होता है गेम का. एक होता है कि यू नो यू हैव टू गो मोर इन डेप्थ. What do you think are the people and the athletes here and the gyms here lacking in terms of martial arts and teaching the students?
I think what we're lacking is, and the only way that the sport can grow is that more and more people start training MMA. And MMA becomes as common as cricket is. Like, अब जब हर गली में लोग क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं, हर किसी को पता है क्रिकेट के रूल्स क्या हैं, हर किसी को पता है लेग स्वीप क्या होता है, हर किसी को कहता है ऑफ स्पिन क्या होता है, हर किसी को पता है लेग स्पिन क्या होता है. सो दिस नॉलेज ये बहुत आम हो गया है. ये जो लाइक the knowledge has to be spread like across all boards. So what we need to do is that, especially the guys who are already trained, the guys who know the game, the guys who are like who have technical knowledge, they need to go out and teach people. Especially like if I see guys at Passion Academy, there's a lot of guys who have a lot of knowledge about striking. There's a lot of guys who are very good wrestlers. So they need to go out and teach other people. And that's what I'm doing also. Like, I'm now focusing on my career, on teaching other people, on making a fight team, on building fighters, on whatever knowledge I've gained by doing camps in Philippines, in Thailand with black belts, and whatever knowledge I've gained, I want to give that knowledge out to other people. So this is the only way we can grow.
और you know इधर लोग का इस तरह mindset ही नहीं है, because अब you know how corrupt and political the entire fight game situation is in Pakistan.
Pretty much everything, man, not just the fight game. Pretty much everything.
Everything, but you know,
it's just a mindset.
इस चीज़ पे होना नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है ना? इस चीज़ में मेरे ख्याल से इतना गंद नहीं होना चाहिए जितना है, ठीक है?
I think as compared to other sports, MMA में काफी कम गंद है. Like the MMA community, I really like it. Like whenever we're having an event, whenever we're having any BJ or MMA event, all the people come in, they're all working together, all the teams are working hard, and of course there has to be, you know, that kind of rivalry, you know, the gym war type wala scene
Yeah.
hota hai, because that's what makes you work hard, that you know that you're fighting for your gym's
Yeah.
reputation. Like Fight Fortress and Rogue, they're always like competing against
Yeah.
each other, and then there's teams like 3G and Pakido
Yeah.
guys. So there has to be that kind of competition,
Yeah,
local
yeah.
competition. If there is local competition, that's how the sport will grow.
Yeah.
But you're right, just stay away from the poachers.
Yeah,
That-
bilkul,
that's all I
bilkul,
want to say.
bilkul. And I think we all know who they are.
I want to talk about it, man.
Yeah. तो ठीक है, अब यार अब पता है क्या सीन है मार्शल आर्ट्स में कि like we talked about कि people don't know how to, you know, go step by step. They don't know how to properly cut their weight. They don't know how to, you know, train for a specific fight. They don't know what to implement in their training routines. Obviously, because of lack of exposure, lack of experience.
Yeah.
इधर लोग हैं जो देते हैं, but you know much better in depth के what this is all about.
Yeah, I think I got this knowledge by, of course, training at different places.
Yeah.
I've seen how the elite athletes train and what are their training schedule like, and also by just like by experience, I know what works and what doesn't work. In like for me
Yeah.
especially, I think हमारे यहाँ fighters जो गलती करते हैं सबसे बड़ी वो ये है कि they train for very long hours and they just train like once a day.
Yeah.
Let's say they would go for training at around 6 p.m. and they'll train till 10 p.m. and they just go home.
Yeah.
So in those 4 hours, they're not learning at their maximum pace. Let's say if they only take a class of like 1.5 hour or an hour, they can work at a very higher pace, and then they can go rest. And then, for example, when I was in Thailand, I was doing 3 sessions a day.
Yeah.
So we would train MMA at 8 a.m. and the class would end at like hour and a half or maximum an hour and a half. That's how long the class would be. And then we would come back at 3 p.m. for the Muay Thai training, and then we would train for just like an hour and a half. So these long periods of training, I think that's detrimental to a fighter's learning,
Yeah.
because आपका जो attention span होता है वो इतना लंबा होता नहीं है.
True.
So I think this is what they need to do is that focus the classes on just the important stuff and let
Yeah.
the fighter rest. So
Okay.
that's how I think.
Yeah, yeah.
they should
नहीं
try.
इसी तरह ही होना चाहिए, and you know people don't understand the amount of pressure and the amount of, you know, burden they're putting on their bodies during this entire thing, because what I've heard and what I've seen is अभी तक कि everybody gives their, you know, best rounds in the gym. You know, they don't save it for the fight because वो सारी अपनी energy उस पे लगा देते हैं.
Yeah,
मतलब
that's
कि-
also a very important thing, is that you're not supposed to go all in training.
Yeah.
If you go all in training every day, so you won't be able to recover, and you're also getting damaged during training.
Yeah.
So training should be like at 70% of your maximum.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be going like all out every day.
Yeah.
Like you can try to go all out like maybe like once a month or
Yeah.
twice at max, but not every day, because training has to be consistent. If you're
Mm.
training like 3 days and after those 3 days your body is breaking down and you need to rest for another 3 days,
Yeah.
that's like in the long run that's not good.
Yeah.
So you need to be training every day, but train at a pace that you can maintain. And not just for fighters, I think for everybody. Everybody who wants to be fit, who wants
Yeah,
to carry out fitness throughout their life, this is what they need to do. They need to like break down their training, and they should only train to a level where that they can be consistent upon.
Yeah.
Like not like if you don't feel like going to the gym the next day,
There's no point.
There's
right?
no point.
हाँ,
Yeah.
You're right. And what I want to talk more about the mindset, ठीक है ना? Because mindset इस तरह चीज़ है कि once you've achieved, you know, once you have that tunnel vision mindset, you can achieve all obstacles you're aiming for or you want to achieve. So because obviously you have so much experience, ठीक है ना? कि you've been fighting since 10 years, you've been training since 11 years, you've been in this thing. अब अपना बंदा mindset कैसे control करे? बंदा अपने emotions इस field में कैसे control कर सकता है?
यार अगर आप एक martial artist हो या even एक athlete हो, even you would relate with it, even if you're somebody who goes to gym,
Yeah.
you can relate to the fact that the first pressure that you're gonna face is from your family.
Yeah.
They're gonna say कि यार ये बंदा अपना time ज़ाया कर रहा है, ये बंदा एक ऐसा काम कर रहा है. They're not gonna respect the effort that you're putting into something that only you are seeing as a dream.
Yeah, true.
So they would never believe in your dreams, and you need to accept that fact. You shouldn't be crying about it. यार मेरे parents जो हैं मेरा साथ नहीं देते,
बिल्कुल.
मैं डाइट करता हूँ, मेरे लिए खाना नहीं बनाते, मुझे खुद बनाना पड़ता है, सब कुछ मुझे खुद करना पड़ता है. So you need to get out of that excuse mentality, and you need to just accept the fact that this is your dream and you're the only one who believes in it. Nobody's gonna support you. Nobody's gonna have back for you. If you have people who support you, surround yourself with those people.
Yeah.
And just अगर आपको कोई नेगेटिविटी मिल रही है अपनी फैमिली की तरफ से, because I know हर किसी को मिलती है यार, तुम जिम जाते हो तुम्हें भी मिलती होगी.
True.
They always say कि यार spend your time in other things which are more important.
True.
And especially for athletes, because a person going to a gym who's working on his body, वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा he's just doing it to look good or be fit.
Yeah.
But एक athlete उसमें अपना एक career देख रहा होता है. He's following a dream. He wants to be a champion. He wants to have a certain kind of achievement in that. तो उसके लिए बहुत important है कि यार belief is that's the only thing that's going to take you where you want to be.
True. अच्छा यार, अब एक होता है fighter, एक होता है athlete. तुम्हारे ख्याल से ज़रूरी चीज़ क्या है? मतलब कि आपने अपनी लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट किस चीज़ की रूटीन करनी चाहिए? आपने अपनी वो फाइटर मेंटालिटी के साथ चलते रहना है, या आपने एक अपना इससे मेंटालिटी रखनी है कि नो, you're an athlete, you're going to face everything like an athlete, you're going to wake up like one, you're going to sleep like one, you're going to train like one, because these are two different things which we pretend to confuse themselves in. So what's your take on that?
I think we should not, like, कुछ लोग होते हैं जो बहुत ज़्यादा इस चीज़ को फोकस करते हैं, that diet, calories counting, and they get into too much complications.
Yeah.
And then there's other guys who don't care about anything.
Yeah.
They would just go and spar every day. They wouldn't like structure their workouts.
Yeah.
They wouldn't go and like study about things, and they would be just like, yaar main to yahi karta hu, this works for me.
Yeah.
So that also closes the door for learning and growing. So you need to have a balance. As an athlete, you need to focus on your recovery, because recovery will make you train every day.
Yeah.
If you're not recovering, you won't be able to train for very long.
Yeah.
And especially in martial arts, like if you're sparring every day, it's gonna give you brain damage in the long run. तो मैंने देखा है कि काफ़ी लड़के हमारे यहाँ पे, even हमारी टीम में भी और teams में भी, they're sparring without headgears, they're sparring without mouth guard, they're sparring in MMA gloves, they don't care about safety. Because they want to get the feel of it. वो जरा जब खून शोर निकलता है, जरा दर्द होता है, तो
जंगलीपना आ
they're
जाता
gonna
है
get the
बीच
kick.
में.
वो उस टाइम के लिए kick तो ठीक है, अच्छी है, but if you want to be a professional athlete, you need to take care of your body. And coming from a guy who has been dealing with injuries, like, right, if you're well, and if you're like, अगर आपके सब हाथ पाँव सब कुछ ठीक काम कर रहे हैं, be very thankful for it and take care of it. Don't take it so don't take it for granted.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I've heard a few people, and I've seen gyms as well, कि they do specific kind of chin training, कि वो लड़कों को मुक्के मारे मुंह पे. I don't think this makes sense at all. Do you know that? Can you actually train your chin to survive punches or to survive in the ring?
If you need to train your chin, if you don't want to get knocked out, first thing you need to know, why do people get knocked out? What is a knockout punch?
Yeah.
The knockout punch is the punch that you don't see coming. It's not the hardest punch.
Yeah.
It's not the hardest punch. It's the punch that you don't see coming. And which punch do you don't see coming? When you don't see a punch coming, that means that you're doing something technically wrong.
Yeah.
Your head is in the wrong place, your body's in the wrong place, or your guard is down, or you're doing something wrong technically.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to do with how hard your chin is, or how
yeah.
hard your head is, or how strong your neck is.
Yeah.
It has to do with how good your reflex is.
Yeah.
Where, like, you should know where the punch is gonna come from. You should always like have your guard ready to take that punch. So if you don't have that ready, it's a technical fault.
Yeah.
It's not a fault. ये आपकी strength and conditioning की गलती नहीं है कि आप नॉकआउट हो गए. तो पहले तो ये बात क्लियर करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. और training the chin की जहाँ तक बात है, if you want to train your chin, just train your neck, train your legs.
Yeah.
If you have strong legs, if you have a strong neck, you can absorb the punch.
Okay.
You can't train your chin by eating punches.
Yeah.
That's just gonna rattle your brain. It's gonna give you even more brain damage.
Because that's so crazy, man. मैं ये देखता हूँ कि वो लड़के खड़े में हाथ इस तरह पीछे बंद करके खा रहे ठक 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 ठक. मैं कह रहा हूँ यार what the hell is happening, मतलब कि ये बेचारे in the long run I think they've received all the brain damage they need to in training, which is actually pretty stupid.
I think MMA ने जो चीज़ चेंज किया है वो यही है कि जो ट्रेडिशनल मार्शल आर्टिस्ट थे वो रेत के अंदर हाथ डालना और वो मुंह पे मुक्के मारना और इस तरह की चीज़ें करना कि सांस बंद करके धूप में लेटना, पसीने निकालना, ये चीज़ें करना. तो MMA has really watered down training. It has जो उसके अंदर जो चीज़ें unusable थी, unnecessary थी, वो निकाल के now people are only doing things that actually work. So ये जो तुम बता रहे हो कि लोग खड़े होके मुंह पे पंचेस मारते हैं, I don't think that's gonna train your chin.
Man, that's gonna.
I think it's only gonna give you brain damage.
Exactly, and that's pretty messed up. यार, अब martial arts में इतने there's so many arts to it, right? And if a person wants to start out, अब जहाँ तक मेरा perspective है, I believe wrestling is a very important factor in martial arts. ठीक है ना? So what do you think, from your perspective, if a person wants to start out in this field, what should he train and what art should he specifically focus on initially, because at the end you have to learn all of them, right?
So लोग wrestling और BJJ को जो है ना वो अलग-अलग ट्रेन करते हैं. For me, I don't train wrestling and BJJ. I don't think wrestling and BJJ should be trained separately. I think ये सब जो है grappling के umbrella के अंदर आता है. So grappling not just on the ground, grappling on your feet as well.
Yeah.
If you're grappling on your feet, that means you're wrestling. If you're grappling on the ground with your hips on the mat, that means you're doing BJJ.
Yeah.
So I think this should all come under the umbrella of grappling, and then there's the other aspect of striking.
Yeah.
So striking के अंदर आप clinch भी डाल दो, आप ground fighting भी डाल दो, आप
elbows,
anything where you're throwing punches, kicks, when you're using your limbs to hit the other person.
Yeah.
That should be striking.
Yeah.
So when you divide it into these two parts, it becomes very easy what you need to train. So especially like BJJ programs, like worldwide, मैंने जहाँ पे भी ज़्यादातर BJJ programs देखे हैं, वहाँ पे लोग जो है when they're training BJJ, they're not like starting off their feet. Even at 5-footers, मैं हमेशा को like the BJJ coach TFF coach आतिफ, उनसे मेरी हमेशा इसी बात होती है कि like why are we if I want to roll with somebody, I would never start on my hips with my hips on the ground, because that's not realistic. That's not how it's going to be when you go into competition. Even if you're going into a BJJ competition, the fights start on their feet.
Yeah.
And recently the PDC हुआ था, the last PDC that happened in sports complex in Naval Khan Boxing Academy.
Yeah.
The wrestling guys came and nobody was able. The BJJ guys were having a very hard time dealing with them.
Yeah.
Why? Because they were not training their wrestling. Although the wrestling guys didn't have a BJJ game, they didn't know spider guard, they didn't know lasso guard and all that shit that people do in gi.
Yeah.
But they knew how to take a guy down and how to keep him down.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to have to gain points, or to even in MMA, if you wanna gain a good position, if you wanna get points, if you wanna control the guy, this is all you need to know. Especially जो grappling game है MMA में, it's very basic.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a lot of fancy submissions. You just need have to have 5 or 6 submissions.
Yeah.
And they need to be strong, and you should know that आप किस तरह से उस position में जाओगे where you can apply that specific submission. That's it, man. It's not that complicated.
But but it's such a diverse sport, yaar, anything can come out from anything. समझ रहे हैं ना if you want to, if you're a specific kind of a specialist and the other guy is a specific kind of specialist, you don't know what's coming at you. वही ना.
That's what I love about MMA, because if I think my striking is better than my grappling, if I'm not really confident about my grappling, and if I think that I'm a good striker and I can strike against anybody, and I'm up against a striker. I'm a guy who is also a very good striker and who's not good at grappling. So what I'll do, I'll just train my grappling even more, and especially like people tell me that I have good fight IQ.
Yeah,
it's because like whenever I'm in trouble in a MMA fight, अगर आपको कोई बंदा like खड़े होके stand up में मुश्किल हो रहा है मारना, आपको punches लग रहे हैं, आपको kicks लग रही हैं, you can always like level change and clinch. So this is what I love about MMA.
Yeah.
If you're boxing, if a guy is a good puncher, better puncher than you, you're dead.
Yeah, true.
There's nothing you can do.
True.
He's a better puncher than you.
True.
Like, period.
Yeah.
You're losing that fight.
Yeah.
So in MMA, there's like a lot of aspects to that game. So if he's giving trouble to you in punching, you can always switch to kicks.
Yeah.
Like, they always say, kick the puncher, punch the kicker. So that's how it works. Like if grapple with the striker, strike with the grappler.
Yeah.
So
ठीक है. वही ना, and the amount of knowledge you have is crazy. एक second यार. तुम ये कर रहे हो, आवाजें आ रही हैं, मेरा दिमाग खराब हो रहा है, इधर लिखा हुआ है it stopped and you guys are नहीं bro, सही चल रहा है. तुम अपने पैर ना हिलाओ यार.
वो पीछे बैकग्राउंड दे दो.
वो चप्पल उतार दे
तू चप्पल उतार और बैठो, बातें भी कर रहे हो, तुम लोग हिल रहे हो जी. ये मैं डालूंगा पॉडकास्ट में कि ये दो Shut the fuck up, bro.
मुझे तो ऐसे आवाज नहीं आई यार.
मुझे आ रही है ना यार, मुझे पता है कितना मुश्किल है. अच्छा तू चपलियां उतार. हाँ. हाँ तो I'm sorry for the entire thing. ये हाँ तो यार अब फैजान, I've known you for a while. I was with you in university as well. ठीक है ना? That I've seen that you distribute and manage time accordingly, because एक ही बंदा यूनिवर्सिटी में होता था जो पूरा अपना किट लेके आया करता था, and that used to be you. You know, you were always so dedicated, so into it. अब I want to ask a bit about gym wars. समझ रहे हैं कि मतलब gym wars के मतलब inspiring इस तरह होता है कि you're gonna start out very light, you know, you're just playing with technique, touching, that's it. But then you start getting wild while you're doing it. So tell me your gym war experiences with Fight Fortress and other gyms as well, where you've trained all basically in Thailand as well, in Tijagaon pe. So how's that experience been like?
Oh, so you're talking about when people get fired up during
exactly
sparring?
During sparring.
Yeah, that happens all the time, man, and that happens mostly with people who are relatively new.
Yeah.
Because all the pro fighters that I trained with, of course they hit hard, but they're always like cautious, because sparring for them is more about learning, not just like beating the guy up.
Yeah.
So and that's how I see sparring as well. If I'm sparring with you, I would give you a chance to attack, so that I can work on my defense, and then I will attack to work on my attack. So in sparring, I'm not just working on just beating the guy up. I'm also putting myself in scenarios where, let's say, if somebody is going for a takedown in sparring, sometimes I would let him go for the takedown, and then when I'm stuck in a position, then I'll start working from there.
Yeah.
So I think that's how sparring should be. But yeah, I've had those kind of experiences where sparring got really fired up, and I remember when I used to spar with my elder brother.
Yeah.
This always used to happen.
अच्छा.
Because वो like मुझे कभी किसी और के साथ spar करता हुए इस तरह emotional नहीं होता ना, गुस्सा आ जाता है. लेकिन I think it's a sibling thing that you just get
वो automatically हो जाता है.
Like we used to beat each other up like crazy.
Man, where do you? अच्छा, this might be a bit of a technical question for you, but where do you rank the top 5 Pakistani fighters right now?
Top 5 Pakistani fighters. Yeah. Bro, I don't know about the ranking. I know there's people who say that I'm the number 1 fighter of Pakistan and I'm the number 2 fighter of Pakistan. But I don't know where those rankings are coming from.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't want to. I can't say who's the best fighter, because if you ask me who's the best fighter in a specific weight class, then I can name. But I can't say who's the best fighter, because you can't compare a strawweight fighter with a heavyweight.
Yeah, true. तो अभी पाकिस्तान में जहाँ तक I've seen most of the fighters,
I think पाकिस्तान में अभी जो fighters claim करते हैं ना number 1 या number 2 होने की, I think वो social media followers के base पे name करते हैं. ठीक है. जिसके सबसे ज़्यादा social media following है वो number 1 fighter है.
हाँ, जो Instagram fighters एक तरीके से basically. तो यार लेकिन फिर भी you've not answered my question कि अब bantam weight में अब देख 2-3 हैं, ठीक है ना? You're right, many people claim कि they're number 1, they're number 2.
If you ask about my favorite fighters, like I can say that who's my favorite fighter, man? Of course, Lumi is my favorite fighter. I love his style.
Much respect to Lumi, man.
That is Lumi is a guy that I love. I love his game because his game is so complete.
Yeah.
Like you put him in any position, he knows what to do from there.
Yeah.
So he has that knowledge. I think the advantage goes to his brothers.
Yeah.
Because he's the lab rat for
Yeah.
Coach Sham and Coach Sultan. So they practice everything on him. So he has a good knowledge of the game. Other than that, Memosh, man, that guy is working really, really hard.
Really hard.
And he has come a long way. Because I remember Memosh, like I used to always say, yaar, tere palle nahi padti, yaar, baat teri ek baar. But man, that guy has proven that hard work and dedication can beat anything.
Now he's a brave fighter,
he's
bro.
a brave fighter,
and
like people take him very light, but he has really worked on his all aspects of his game.
True. Yeah. And you know the guy's grinding every day. Matlab, I take breaks sometime and I look at his post and I'm like, shit, yaar, ye banda har roz kis tarah kar sakta hai? And he has no excuses. But that's the good part about Memosh. He's not making any excuses. He loses. I was talking to him. He's like, man, look, I lost. After 2 days, nobody's going to give a fuck. Yeah, I lost.
Exactly, man. There's no point of crying about it.
Yeah, true. अच्छा, अब एक और सवाल. अब अगर मैच मेकिंग करनी हो हमने, let's suppose, in a very imaginary world, Pakistani fighters की, and you're the matchmaker. So who are you going to place who with who?
Pakistani fighters?
Yeah, to find out who's the top fighter.
To find out.
काश ऐसा कोई कार्ड हो यार, मजा ही आ जाए, लेकिन
हो सकता है, लेकिन problem is कि like you can't match fighters who are from the same team because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
Like if you've like a guy that I've trained, because when you're on the mat training with a fighter, is you make a bond.
Yeah,
you know? It's like a friendship. It's like a brotherhood.
True.
So I would never fight a guy who's from my team.
Yeah.
From who's from Team Fight Forces.
Yeah.
Because we have kind of a bond, like a brotherhood. So
true.
you know, although it's a game, it's not a game. It's actually a fight. You're going to beat that guy.
True.
So that cannot happen. Other than that, I think Mustafa versus Waqar would be a good fight.
Yeah.
That would be a
pretty crazy fight as well.
Because those two fighters are from in the same weight category.
And they're in the same promotion. They're in the same promotion as well. Yeah.
But I don't think that having a Pakistani versus Pakistani fight is a good idea at this point, because these fighters are fighting internationally. So there's no point in making a card where you're just trying to prove who's the best fighter in Pakistan. So
लेकिन इधर यार काफी वो भी है conversation कि I'm the best and I'm the best. ठीक है ना कि like everyone's claiming they're the best, and us as fans we're like, what?
That's good, man. I think it's a good thing. I believe I'm the best fighter.
Yeah, true. That's a mindset,
yeah,
right?
That's
a mindset. And I also believe that you're like, if there's number 1 and number 2, right?
Bro,
you're in between number 1 and number 2.
I know that I'm the best fighter in Pakistan.
Yeah, I fucking love the confidence,
I know
bro.
that.
लेकिन ठीक है. अच्छा,
ये best की definition है, it's very wide, How do you say best fighter? Like a fighter who's never lost, or a fighter who's had the most fights, or a fighter who looks good, or what does best mean?
I think these heavyweight champions of the world, they've proved that looking good doesn't make you a good fighter. For example, Daniel Cormier and Andy Ruiz in boxing as well. But I believe a person becomes the best fighter after they face a lot of adversity, like you've said previously.
I think if you want to know who's the best fighter, you have to see that what kind of guys the fighter has fought.
Yeah.
What kind of competition that guy has had.
Yeah.
If he has always fought fighters who are up and coming, or new fighters, relatively new, that means that fighter has not been put under deep waters.
Yeah.
So if you want to judge a fighter, you should always look at his opponent's record.
Yeah.
And just like it's just like simple math, just like add up all the wins of his opponent.
Yeah.
And just you'll see what kind of competition that guy has faced.
Yeah, true. अच्छा, अब देखो पाकिस्तान एक ऐसा मुल्क है जब बहुत फड्डे होते हैं, like unlimited. हर दूसरी जगह हमने बचपन में हर हफ्ते फड्डा देखा है किसी ना किसी का. तो with your experience and with your fight IQ, I want Fizan Khan Sudizai to break down how to tackle a street fight. ठीक है ना? कि what should be your first move? How should you, what should your game? Of course, there's no fucking game plan. It's a street fight.
Yeah.
Like, and how should you tackle that situation?
Well, it depends on your skill level as well. If I was to tell you what you have to do because you've trained boxing a bit, so I can tell you. But if somebody who's never trained martial arts and who doesn't have any idea, I would just give one advice that if you're like fighting like 5-6 guys and you're one guy and you're up against like 5-6 people, एक बंदे को पकड़ो और ऐसा मारो कि वो 4-5 बीच में नहीं आएंगे.
कुत्ता हो जाए अगला.
क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ जब भी लड़ाई होती है ना तो इट्स लाइक कभी कोई ये नहीं कहता कि मैं जा रहा हूँ लड़ने या मैं जाके मारूंगा. आओ हम चलते हैं मारते हैं. बिल्कुल. वो जब एक को आप ऐसा मार दो कि बस
उसकी पिशी निकल जाए.
वैसे एक्चुअली ये हो चुका है काफी दफा. Like street fights का अगर पूछो तो like I have I have a long history of street fights.
Really?
And school fights and just school bullying wali fights. Yeah. I've had a lot of those. And people who know me from school and people who know me from from when I was young. Yeah. They can tell you that I was the kid who would get into fight every week. Like my parents were coming to school every week. आपके बेटे की लड़ाई हो गई है, इधर बाहर लड़के इसको मारने वाले आए हुए हैं, आप इसको बचा लें, ये कर लें, वो कर लें. तो ये सब चीज़ें पहले जब मेरे साथ बहुत हो चुकी हैं. So I've had, I think that's also a reason why I joined MMA because क्योंकि जिस टाइम पे when I was in school, I think सब लड़कों का यही होता है कि आपको everybody wants to be the alpha, कि हर कोई आके आपको they try to impose their will on you or they try to वो bully करने की कोशिश करते हैं या फिर they try to show their manlyhood on you, especially if you're a guy who's the short. क्योंकि मैं हमेशा कद में भी छोटा था. I used to look
getting picked on by people and shit like that.
I was getting picked on. So you have two options. या तो आप डर जाओ और ठीक है बस you embarrass yourself, or you fight. So I was the kind of guy who would always fight. So that's why I was getting into fights. So
the grenade. Achha, why do they call you the grenade? How explosive are you? क्या मतलब?
Yeah, I think it has to do with the explosiveness.
Your coach at the Sham kept that name for you.
I think it has to do with the explosiveness as well as my fighting style because most of my fights, if you see my fights, I go into a fight like exploding. I start my fight with a high kick. I think I got I got the name Grenade after the Muhammad Imran fight.
With India?
With Muhammad Imran.
These were your professional, starting professional?
That was Fighting Alliance 2.
Okay,
the fight where I dislocated my shoulder and I still won.
Yeah.
So he named me Grenade after that fight.
Okay.
Because I started that fight with a right head kick. And I was just like too explosive in that fight, so that's what.
But don't you think being a bit too explosive is a bit disadvantageous for you initially in a fight? Because you're wasting all your it takes a lot of energy obviously to explode.
It does. But it's just that like being explosive is that you also have to save your gas tanks. You're not doing something that's unnecessary. You're not wasting your energy. So like it's always like you're throwing a lot of punches, you're throwing a lot of strikes. Like if you look at Tony Ferguson's style, he even in the third round he would be breathing really fine, but he's throwing a lot of strikes. But he's conserving his energy. He's not doing unnecessary things. So that's how you go about it.
How much of that is linked with breathing?
I think you should practice breathing a lot, and I think more than breathing, it's more about conserving your energy. Like, you know when to आपने कब अपनी बॉडी को स्टिफ करना है and when you have to let loose. क्योंकि जब मैं भी नया था गेम में, जब मैं नई अपनी शुरू की फाइट्स में और अभी भी जो नए लड़के होते हैं जो फाइट कर आते हैं, they're always like very stiff and they're like muscling out all the time.
Flexing all the time.
They're like muscling out of like doing like अगर पकड़ भी किसी को रहे हैं, like they're giving all their force. Like if you have somebody's back and if you're holding a gable grip, you just need to आपकी grip अगर tight है, he's not going anywhere. You don't need to like squeeze him all. You don't need to all that. So that's how you conserve your energy. So you use technique to conserve your energy. If you have bad technique, that means you're going to get tired early. If you're getting tired early, it's not usually about stamina. It's more about bad technique.
True. Acha, ab Faizan, we're almost coming towards the end. Now I want to ask, what are your future plans? In the next 2-3 years, where is the Grenade going to be? What does the Grenade have? What are you planning in the shadows right now?
I have a lot of plans, man, but God's plans are always you don't know what God has planned for you. But
Yeah.
I'm just working. I'm not thinking like long term. I'm just thinking about what I have to do right now.
Yeah.
And the first thing is that I have to recover from this
Injury.
Injury, and
Yeah.
this all this recovery process is pretty painstaking, and I just want to get get my body ready for all that shit again,
Yeah.
which is gonna take some time. But yeah, I'm just focused on now, man. I'm just focused on what I have to do right now, and think. But चीज़ें खुद ब खुद, they just play out.
Yeah, true.
You don't have to think too much. Oh my God, where am I going to be in the next 5 years, or where am I going to be
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
next
yeah.
year? Of course, you have goals, and I do have goals. Every fighter has a goal of being a champion.
Yeah, true.
That's what you're working hard for.
Yeah.
जब भी आप gym के अंदर you're hitting the bag, or you're working hard, you're sweating, and you're pushing your limits. You're
Yeah.
always thinking about that moment when you're going to be,
Exactly.
handed the
Belt.
the
Yeah.
championship
Yeah.
belt
Yeah.
at a prestigious organization
Yes.
like One Championship or the UFC or
Yeah.
Brave. So that's the ultimate goal, and just like slowly working for it every day, man.
Man, I wish you achieved that, and I wish you achieved that in the best way possible.
I will,
Pata hai?
man. I will.
And man, Fazan, this was long overdue having you on the podcast, but it was amazing. The amount of knowledge and the amount of things you've told us, is completely spectacular. And I wish you nothing but the best. If you have any specific sort of message for the followers, for the public, awam ke liye, you can just look at that camera and say it if you want to.
Yeah, the message for everyone is just in these days, just stay safe, man.
Yeah.
Just stay safe. The situation is getting bad. Just stay home, especially because our audience is not just MMA guys or fitness professionals.
Yeah.
This is for everyone. So I want this message to go out that in these times we have to be very careful, because we have to take this COVID situation very seriously, and just stay safe. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Faizan the Grenade Khan, episode number 20. Like, subscribe, and share. Follow Faizan. His Instagram link is going to be in the description down below. And stay safe, stay well, and see you guys next time. Ring the bell.